FIFA World Cup 2022 has a finalist. Good evening and welcome to the IslandStats.com World Cup 2022 show. I'm your host, Earl Baston. Joining me is Matthew Fullerton, better known as Fully. And Fully, I would say after their first game in the group stages, many people would never have believed that Argentina would be in the final today after that performance. There would have been a lot of hope, but to lose your first game and then turn around and go pretty much you go undefeated, now you're in the final. Just your thoughts on from start to where we are now. They haven't finished, but to where they are now.
Well, I think you could even go a little further in saying a game and a half in, because that first versus Mexico wasn't very promising from an Argentinian point of view, but there was definitely hope. But what's changed Argentina is what I've been saying since they finally made the substitution versus Mexico. Let Enzo play and let Messi run free. Enzo Fernandez is another 100 million running around for Benfica. Julian Alvarez is an absolute steal for Manchester City, getting him before the World Cup. I said before the World Cup started that Messi with a quality midfielder and a striker who can finish is a problem. Now, I did not see Lautaro Martinez being as poor as he was as far as taking chances. I don't think anybody expected that.
Right.
Alvarez has stepped way up and shown that he is a player way beyond his years. And Messi's being Messi.
Well, let's talk about today's game because, I mean, Croatia have been very, very disciplined. Not giving up many goals, staying compact, looking for their chances. But today, I mean, okay, Argentina got a penalty. And then a couple of minutes later, it's 2-0, and you could see almost the air was out of Croatia. I mean, good thing halftime came, but you know the air was knocked right out of them, as to say to themselves, "Hey guys, we're able to score a goal. I don't know about 2 and 3. You know, it almost looked like that on their faces."
Yeah, I did. Fortunately, I don't think they played their best game. And we've said on this show throughout the tournament, very pragmatic. They're not flashy. They're not fun to watch. They're death by 1,000 passes type football. They don't have a prolific goal scorer. They don't have a flashy winger. They have a bunch of guys that buy into a system and play that system very, very well. However, today they came up against a team who have it all. They have quality striker. They have the flair. They have the fight. They have everything. And today is the best I've seen Argentina play in a long time. A very long time. Even against Holland the other day when they were 2-0 up, it was still, you know.
Yeah.
It wasn't, oh my God. It was, they're 2-0 up. They'll probably win, but whatever. Holland will have a lot to sort of think about. Today, no. I mean, like I just told you, Julian Alvarez, 2 goals and an assist.
Yes.
You can't really complain about that. And what I credit the manager with is he stuck with the guys who have shown a level of performance, which is what you need in the tournament. You need to the hot hand, the hot foot, so to speak, in football. And he did that. Once he figured out in that second half against Mexico who was needed, They haven't looked back. And like I said, the best in the world is playing exactly like the best in the world. I did think the penalty was a little soft. I'm not going to lie.
Right.
I feel like Alvarez got his shot away. The goalkeeper's attempted to save it. What's he to do? Alvarez was never getting around him to knock the ball in the net.
Right.
But, the referee made his call. The second goal, I have never seen Croatia make so many half-hearted tackle attempts. The defender.
Do you think? Because I watched it a little bit as well. Do you think the thought in their head of the quote unquote cheap penalty call was them not wanting to get into those hard tackles in and around their box?
I don't know, because they were backtracking.
Right.
And
right.
It just seemed.
And you never see them do that. They basically stand and block a wall.
Yeah. They definitely got caught too, because it was a counterattack. And
Right.
again, something that they're used to having happen. So chinks in the armor were exposed, and that's what great teams do, especially in World Cup semifinals.
Yeah.
I think Croatia's run has been pretty amazing. They've lost games in the last two World Cups. One was the final, one was the semifinal. Again, they've got one quote-unquote star,
right?
But they have a bunch of solid football players who buy into a system. Not to say that they don't have guys that play at a high club level.
Right.
Everybody knows Modric. You know what I mean?
Right.
Luka Modric, the household name. He's
yes.
at the biggest club in the world. He's won the biggest trophy in the world 5 times in the last 7 years or whatever they've accomplished. Is amazing. He's been an anchor in that midfield. Everybody knows what he's about. Plenty of other good players, but he is, he's that name. And this was his last World Cup, and I hate to see him go out like that. But there's a guy playing in his last World Cup, and he wasn't ready for him today. So
not today. Maybe Sunday, but not today. One way or the other, too, on Sunday. One way or the other for him. Either way, there'll be tears shed. Win or lose, there'll be tears shed on Sunday from the Argentinians. But at least they're there.
I don't see him hanging around to be a bit part player in the next World Cup.
No, not at all.
I think of Sunday, but for those that are into the conspiracy theories and whatnot, which usually I'm into, and I'm not saying this isn't an odd occurrence. One of Qatar's mainstays are in the finals. The other one plays tomorrow.
Yes.
And that'd be Kylian Mbappe playing with France against Morocco.
And then here he is.
Yeah, he's having a decent World Cup too, and he at 20.
He's been involved heavily with this France team in scoring goals, creating chances. I mean, in and around the box. He's been a major, major thorn in every team he's played against the side in this World Cup. And I can't see him not being a thorn in Morocco's side. How does Morocco pull off a miracle? Because we talked about the miracle in the quarterfinal.
We did. Yeah, you called it, to be fair. But actually, you called both of their miracle wins.
Yeah.
As the sort of upset of Iran. So credit to you there. But the same way because I agreed with you in the last round, I thought they could get a result with Portugal. Play their football. Don't change things.
Right.
Play football. They might win 1-0 and shock the world and the world champions. They might lose 6-1. But you know what? Play your football. go out and play the way you've been playing. It's been fun to watch for me. I mean,
Right.
some people playing, oh, they sit in, they don't attack much. I disagree, because name me more than 3 players that play for Morocco, and I'll be absolutely thrilled. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
They don't have the pedigree to go toe-to-toe with Portugal, to go toe-to-toe with Spain. So they play their football, and it works.
Yes.
Go do
Listen, the pretty guys are out.
Yeah.
The pretty guys that you were all jumping around, celebrating are out. The guys that stuck to their game plan, to their strengths, are still there, having an opportunity to go one step further and be there on Sunday.
There's no sense changing your style in the semifinal.
No.
Keep going, because it's such a great story.
Oh boy.
First African team to ever be in the semifinals.
Mm-hmm.
Samuel Eto'o predicted they would be in the final.
Okay.
I mean, we're not on the other side of his bracket, but
right.
He did predict them to be in the finals, so he knows something that we don't.
Mm-hmm.
However, I expect the French to definitely. If France don't win tomorrow, it's going to be their fault.
Right.
That's the way. It'll be misses. It'll be a defensive lapse that leads to a goal, because it won't be easy. But France has too much talent to not create plenty of chances.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not.
It's
impossible.
Right. It's not impossible. Right? The one thing I would say, come February, March, the African Nations Cup will now get more views and more attention from the rest of the world.
You hope it gets. You hope it gets the proper programming and the right times to play, because it's not going to be as big as the World Cup. So if the games are in the middle of the day, they're not going to get the viewership that the World Cup's got, and that's fine. But if you get the games at the right times, at the prime viewing, yeah, it could be, because you got some teams that didn't go to the World Cup from Africa that are really exciting.
Yeah.
You got Nigeria, you got the Ivory Coast, South Africa.
Big countries in the African Nations Cup, big countries who have won it multiple times, did not make it.
Yeah, exactly. So, and you've got the ones that did go that I think will want to set things right.
Make amends for what they've done in the World Cup.
Yeah, Ghana will feel a bit upset with their run. I think Cameroon could be on a high. They just beat Brazil. Who's still in Africa? Morocco.
Yeah.
So tomorrow's game will be fun. I see a lot of fast-paced football. You know what I mean? Well,
Fully, we know who's in. Tomorrow we'll know who their opponents are. We'll be back tomorrow.
If you see the flag turn tomorrow, it's because France won.
Okay, all right, not a problem. I wouldn't say a word. But we'll be back tomorrow at 8 o'clock with the result of the second semifinal that will feature Morocco and France. And we'll be talking about the final after that. Thank you, Fully. Enjoy your night, buddy.
You too, mate.